Great. Excellent. Cool. Well, welcome everybody to our Wednesday night Free to Dream event. My name's Leah and I have been with the Juice Plus company for about 14 months now, and it's been pretty life-changing. So I love that I get to share this opportunity with everyone. Tonight is really just relaxed. If you're on here supporting Charlie, who is launching her business tonight, thank you so much for jumping on and taking time out of your evening. I know that she would really appreciate it. I know that, 14 months ago when I launched my business, it was really important for me to have my family and friends jump on and see what I was up to. I think that, when you try something like this or you start a business like this, it's always nice to have support. But tonight we're really just going to share two things with you mainly. It's really just two things that I think as a community with life these days we really struggle with. And that is your health. How we're feeling day to day, energy, how we look. Everyone wants to look good and feel good. And the reality is that we've never been more overfed and undernourished. I think there's so much conflicting, information out there. It can be really confusing, and I truly believe that what we have is a better way. The other is lifestyle and how we do life, and, how we've really found a way to create a better lifestyle, and how we get to live life and have, wealth and really, take care of two stresses that lots of us have, and that is time and finances. And I think that, now's, a really great time to think about 2017 and how you really want to do that. And what you want this year to be all about. I know that I came into this business when my life had those two things are not in a good place. So I'll be forever grateful that I took the time. I was definitely still skeptical and had a lot of questions, but I was really open, and I'm really grateful for the journey I've been on. So I'll really start where it all began, which is with our amazing whole food product. And if you've never seen Juice Plus before, this is what it looks like. So it's a blend of fruit, veggies and berries in capsules. There's 29 different varieties in here. The reason it made sense to me, really, I truly believe that you can get everything from the food that you eat. I've never been into supplements. I really just think with a balanced diet, we can do a really good job. But the reality of where my health was is that I thought I was eating really well, but I just wasn't feeling great. I didn't have a lot of energy, and to be honest, I was a person that had never had loads of energy. I loved sleeping, and I would get really sick a couple of times a year, but I really tried my hardest to eat as well as I could. But when I kind of look back, I think that there was definitely a gap between what I should be eating and what I was eating, and that's really where Juice Plus comes in. It's by no means a substitute for a good diet. In fact, we have a really nice program that supports, taking the product and supports your body on that health journey. But it really does help give your body an amazing head start by really helping to bridge the gap between what you eat every day and what you should be eating. The recommended serves in Australia of fruit and veggies is 5 and 7. The statistics are in for last year, and there is less than 4% of us eating the recommended serves of veggies, which is pretty alarming considering we're in like a first world nation and we know what we know. And then there's 30% of Australians eating enough fruit, and it's coming from fruit juice, which is, even, more kind of disturbing, I think. So there's definitely a gap there. And I just love that when I take my Juice Plus, it's really taking care, and it's my insurance, that not every day is perfect. And this really helps to give my body what it needs. I love the way it's made. So it's really produce that's grown in a really lovely third generation farms, herbicide, pesticide free, super clean environments, and grown to vine ripeness. That's when the produce is picked. So really different to the produce that we buy in our supermarkets today. A lot of it is picked way before it's ripe to really preserve the shelf life. And then it's kept in cold storage for weeks and sometimes months, and then gassed and popped on the shelves, and that's what we buy. And I understand that, for shelf life it has to do that, but that's not giving our bodies all the nutrition that it could be. Whereas this is really kept right until that peak ripeness, picked, washed, it's taken to the plant within 12 hours, made into like a big smoothie, and then it's dried at a really, really low heat to really, keep all of the integrity and preserve all of the enzymes and phytonutrients in the produce, and everything goes in. So if it's an apple, it's the core, the seeds, the peel, everything. Because when you think of a whole apple and what it has to offer, it'd be crazy not to get all that goodness in. And then it's kept live until we take it. So your body recognizes it as food. It has a food label, so anybody can take it as long as you can eat those things. You can take it, and that's something that really appealed to me. I was breastfeeding mum at the time, been through a pregnancy, and just knew that you had to look in the back of everything. And to me, it's kind of a red flag anyway, that if you can't take something, when you're going through pregnancy and breastfeeding, then I'm not really sure long term how good that could possibly be for your body. I love that this is for everybody. We have, I've been giving it to my little girl since she was 5 months old, elderly, athletes. It's really just a health product that everybody could do with. It's bioavailable. The body recognises it straight away as food, and within 3 to 5 minutes is absorbed. So there's actually research that is done on this, studies done on this. So we know that your body does see it as food and it goes to where it needs to go. Synthetic supplements and vitamins, it's always a bit of a guess whether your body's actually absorbing it or not. A lot of the time, if you take a vitamin B tablet or, some sort of multi that has vitamin B, you'll get that bright disco wee because you're just weeing it out. So that never really made sense to me. You're just paying for kind of expensive wee. So I guess for me, that was just something that really made sense. And then, to have over 30 peer-reviewed medical journal studies done on it spoke volumes as well. There's just no other product out there that has that sort of research done on universities all around the world. There's a really interesting study being done at the moment that I'm really can't wait to hear the findings of, done on pregnancy. They've been done on immune support, and ones, there's quite a few done on inflammation in the body, and what that's showing is that Juice Plus is reducing inflammation markers. And what we know is that inflammation is one of the big causes of illness. So anything that's like an itis is caused by inflammation, and this helps to reduce that. So that's our capsules, and we really believe, the Juice Plus company, that health is something that should be available to everyone, and it really is the company with a heart. It's really all about making sure that everybody is learning about good health, and we actually, every adult who purchases and orders the Juice Plus capsules can actually sponsor a child aged 4 to 18 years to take these chews, all the capsules for free. So I just love that, because I really think that what we eat is really who we become. And we really need to make sure this next generation coming through have the best chance possible. And I think, being a mum myself, I'm super passionate about that, and making sure that we're really instilling those good habits and giving our kids the best chance. So the findings, every child that participates and takes the product, they take part in a worldwide health study, and there's over 1 million children in it. And the findings are pretty amazing. They're showing that kids are having less days off school, drinking more water, actually craving more fruits and veggies and asking for more fruits and veggies. And I've definitely, I've heard so many stories of that from people, from some of my customers as well, that their kids are actually, really reaching for things like tomatoes and carrots, and it's no longer that, dinner time battle as well to get the kids to eat their veggies. And that really comes down to when you start flooding your body with amazing goodness and at a bioavailable level, you do start to crave those things, like attracts like. It's also showing that they're, pooping better, they're having less doctor's visits, and general overall well-being is better. So that's pretty incredible. The other product that we do have are our amazing complete powders that come in a vanilla and chocolate. I'm pretty crazy about these at the moment. They're getting me through. Who's busy? Everyone. Yeah, life gets busy, hey. You know, I think that whether before I had a child, I've just always been a busy person. I think that's how life is. And if I'm going to be honest, there's just times when I get stuck where I haven't eaten, been able to sit down and eat well or eat a balanced meal, and I make bad choices because that's just the reality of life. And I just love having one of these in my bag as my insurance. It's just a really nice blend of everything that you would have in a balanced meal. So it's got a load of superfoods, it's got your good fats, carbohydrates, protein, everything that you would need. And I just know that when I'm having one of these, I'm really taking care of my body and fueling it with the good stuff. So I definitely have one in my bag. We don't endorse them as meal replacement because that's not absolutely sustainable. But if you are a person who's super busy, as we are, then I think that it's just a really good thing to have on hand. And it actually saves you money, like these work out to about $4 each. And I know that when I'm out, if I was to try and grab a smoothie or a coffee and cake or something, there's no way I could get anything for $4. I also really love to use them as a smoothie booster. So in the morning, if I'm going to be honest, breakfast is a really hard time for me, and I would probably just not eat anything. I'd have a coffee and maybe a piece of toast, which has very little nutritional value. But one of these, like if I chuck this in my blender and banana, some spinach, some chia seeds. To be honest, I put a whole heap of things in it. I'll put some zucchini. It probably sounds terrible, but these just taste absolutely amazing, and they make any smoothie taste great. And my little girl, she just absolutely loves it. She can't wait for the blender to go off so that she can have her super smoothie as well in the morning. So it's just a great way to really fuel your body, and yet full of absolute superfoods. There's no way I'd otherwise get into my day. So things like alpha sprouts, radish sprouts, broccoli. I mean, who has sprouts in the morning for breakfast? No one. Mushroom powder. So yeah, loads of things. We absolutely think this is the best way to really fuel your body with what it needs and give your body the best chance possible, of getting to the optimum level. But we know that, the way to great health is to make sustainable, healthy changes. And we have a really nice program that every order of Juice Plus, every person that becomes a customer goes into our Juicy Body Transformation community that we run through Facebook. And it's a lifetime access. So we're really wanting, people to make long-term changes and be part of that community. And in there, there's a load of recipe guides, and there's over 250 recipes that have been put together by, an amazing chef and, health coach. And they're just really easy as well. There's nothing difficult. They're yum for the whole family. I've definitely incorporated into our life. And my husband, he loves the recipes, and my little girl. So we're not making separate meals. We're all just eating the same thing. And it's really not about calorie counting or deprivation or anything that a diet is. It's really just a lifestyle that you can incorporate into your life, and really just not whole foods and making them really delicious. And that's what it's all about. And there's different components of that. We have an 8-week shred if you're really looking to, give yourself a challenge and you work really well in that environment, and, you want to slim down, you can do that. We also have, a cleanse, which is optional, or just maintenance, vegetarian and vegan meal guides as well. So really something for everybody. And there's some absolutely amazing results from that. And I think that the proof is in the pudding, and seeing the results. And we have, lots of amazing journeys of weight loss, and people reversing, diabetes, cholesterol, and blood sugar going down. It's really changing lives, this program and product. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I think that, this is something that can help so many people. And we have so many stories in this team, and I'm just going to find somebody who's going to share their story. Joe, I might just unmute you, or if you can unmute yourself, I'm going to find you. Oh, I just missed you. Hi, Joe.
How are you doing?
Good. So I would love for you to share a little bit about your journey on Juice Plus and the Juicy Body transformation, and where your health was at, and you know, I guess, you know, what you found and what you're excited about for the future.
Okay, my internet's a little bit in and out, so if I disappear, just bear with me. I started taking Juice when I was recovering from Ross River virus, so my health was really in a very bad place, and I had six weeks of work and was going back to work a couple of days a week. You know, it was chronic fatigue symptoms, and I can remember I work with Leah's mum, and I used to
I think we've actually just lost her. That's okay. We might get her back in a little bit. Let me just see. Oh. Hey, Joy. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, you're back. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know
I'll
what
let you continue.
Dropped off completely. So yeah, I was really in a bad way, struggling to get my energy back and my zest for life. And I used to go into work and in a very stressful environment. And Leah's mum would be there, you know, like full of the joys of spring, skipping around. Kind of eventually I said to her, what are you doing? Because she'd had some health problems beforehand as well. And she was like, oh, my daughter's got me taking these magic beans. So I'm not a researcher or anything. I was just like, okay, if this is going to work, I'm going to give it a go. He's in a capital. So went ahead, and it's been truly amazing. There's so many health benefits that I've got from it. I never used to sleep. I've had insomnia all my life, and I sleep now. I had incredible foot pain from the inflammation in my body and joint pain, and my foot pain has gone away completely. Just about everybody in my family is now taking it. And I have noticed that if I'm following the principles of the Juicy Body transformation, my results are like 1,000 times better than what they are with so it's about just encouraging those good choices. And, you know, the more good things you do, the more good things you do, basically. So it's been a fantastic journey.
Absolutely. I think
so that's the really exciting part, is that more and more.
Great. Thank you so much, Jo, for sharing. It's been awesome to see you on this journey, and I'm excited for what the future's, you know, continuing.
Yep.
Excellent. I am just going to now cross on over to Jo, another Jo, who is going to share a little bit about her story, but then switch gears a little bit and share a little bit about our business. Hey, Jo, let me just find you. There we are. How are you?
Oh. So, are we right?
Yeah, we're all good. Yep. You're muted.
So, yeah, like Lee said, my name's Jo, and I am a registered nurse and a mum of two. When I was first introduced to Juice Plus, I was a busy mum, and my little girl, who was 3 at the time, was having a lot of problems with illness throughout the winter, and she was having difficulty with asthma and difficulty breathing. Whenever she got any sort of cold, it went straight to her chest, and she ended up with a chest infection. So that meant that she had time off daycare, which meant I needed time off work, which meant that it was affecting our bank accounts. So I was more than happy to try something that was going to potentially increase her immunity. And when I looked at the principles behind Juice Plus, it just made sense that, you know, increasing the amount of fruits and veggies in our diet. And the other thing I really loved about it is that it bridged that gap, because as mums, you know, we are busy, and there are days when we're not perfect. So I knew that if we'd had a busy day and the kids ended up having poached eggs for dinner, that they were still getting that serve of fruit and veg that they needed every day. And as such, I was bridging that gap. Most of the time we do eat a healthy diet, but the results I've seen in my children has been that, you know, they're just more inclined to try different things and just give stuff a go. And the argument at the dinner table these days isn't, you know, eat your broccoli, it's use your fork. So I'm sure dinner time's never going to be perfect, but it's certainly made things a whole lot easier. So that was a couple of the reasons why I started taking Juice Plus. But what I found once I did start taking it was that I noticed a huge change in my own mental health. And I've suffered from postnatal depression after both kids. And I am prone to depression and anxiety. And what I found that when I started taking Juice Plus, I then was able to recognise what was going on with my body as far as what I ate and how that made me feel and how that affected my moods. And the more I had the capsules and had the smoothies and things with the vitamin D in there and the niacin, which are natural mood boosters, I found that I was much more even and I could think clearer. I was a nicer mum. I wasn't that angry, cranky bear that, you know, that we often see after a tired night if we're up with the kids or anything like that. I was able to think clearer. My stress and anxiety reduced. I was a nicer wife and it just made me feel better as a person on a whole. So I'm really passionate about the mental health side of things and how that can affect other mums. I know that, you know, being a mum is hard and we quite often lose ourselves. So I'm very passionate about helping other mums find themselves and really, you know, show how they can blossom the way that they need, you know, the way that they should be, the way that they might have done before they had kids, because we tend to get a little bit lost in that whole, you know, mum world. And then with the business, I'll just give you a little bit of a backstory just with my business side of things. And I've got some company. Darling, I'm working.
Do you need me to take over, Jo, or are you okay?
Sorry about that. I love that this business can work around our kids. So my goal is to get my husband home. When I looked into the business and saw that there was, you know, a business to helping people, my husband does FIFO and my goal is to bring him home, and I can see that the opportunity is there. But I know that when I was first introduced to the business, I certainly had some reservations. There were some things that I just wasn't sure about, and I had to go through, and I watched an event very similar to this and learned a few things along the way that I just wanted to share. So a lot of people will come out and sort of say, oh, you know, is this one of those pyramid things? I wanted to just let you know that it's not. They're actually illegal. So I think if it was, we'd all be found out by now. But what you can see is that there's pyramid structure in a lot of industry and, you know, and corporate, you know, like anywhere really. So the example I like to use is Woolies. And at Woolies, we've got our CEO. You see that up the top there. And down here, we've got our checkout chicks, or boys and girls now. With school holidays, there's lots of kids on the checkouts. And even their jobs aren't as secure as what you'd like to think these days because of the self-serve checkouts and all that kind of thing. And we've got the levels in there, and, you know, Lisa on the checkout might get an opportunity to move into, say, the bakery department, but the chances of her moving up to the area manager or the state manager or anything like that are reasonably slim. And in order to get to those positions, she's probably going to have to step on her peers and colleagues in order to do that, and probably lose a few friendships and probably take on more responsibility, possibly more hours just to get that little bit extra money. And the chances of her ever making it to this CEO role at the top are not great, with no disrespect to Lisa. So what we've got in our business is we flip that on its head, And I love that this structure, everyone comes into it, see that down the bottom there, everyone comes into it at the same level as a virtual franchisee, and it costs everybody the same amount to join. So it's $165 to join the business. And whether or not you're a nurse or a stay-at-home mum or an athlete like us girls on here tonight, or whether or not you're well, not Leah, she says she's not an athlete, but, you know. But whether you're a secretary or a doctor or any, you know, from any walk of life, whether you finish school or not finish school, everyone's got the same opportunity to start down here. So, and then we've all got the same opportunity to reach our pinnacle position, which is called NMD, or National Marketing Director. And up here, there's infinite space for everybody to reach that top. We still have our levels, but to reach those levels, we don't actually get there without helping someone else along the way. So it's really great. It's a really great teaching business and the ultimate pay it forward business, really, the way I like to look at it. So there's a few sort of things there that covers that pyramid myth. Something else that I know came up for me when I was introduced to the business was that, you know, I didn't really know that many people, and the way that it is, oh, this is terrible. It's not coming off very well. Just 1 second. Sorry. Not great, but it will do. All right, so what happened when we were introduced to the business, and what it really all started with, Leah mentioned the Juicy Body Transformation before, and that was written by a lady named Kira, who was a top 10 master chef. And so Kira, let's say Kira is up here, and Kira introduced a couple of people to the product, who then approached her and said, is there a business attached to this? And those two girls were Jackie and Erin. And so Kira taught the business to Jackie and Erin, and then Jackie and Erin have gone on to teach the business to a few other people, quite a few actually. So Jackie's got a few extra people in her team down here along the way. Erin has got extra people in her team, Leah being one of them. Leah's introduced people to her team. She's got Joe in there and so on, and Joe's introducing people, and we've got Charlie over here. Charlie's sharing the business with others and sharing the product. So you can see how it quite quickly grows. And over here we've got Jackie, and there's a couple of steps in there before we even get to me. So I didn't know any of these people before I started the business, but now I refer to a lot of these people. All of these people are the ones that I know. There's still plenty to meet as, you know, as close friends, because we're all just working together in to make the world a better place, really, as corny as that sounds. But, you know, we've all got common goals. We all want to be able to help others. We all want to be able to help our families and just do good things. And there's plenty of abundance to go around, which is one of the things that I really love about this. That, like I said, it's the pay it forward business, and there's just more than enough to share and go around. So as opposed to, you know, corporate Australia where we don't have that opportunity. So that's probably enough from me. I'm going to pass on to Bree, who's going to talk a little bit about numbers tonight. And, thanks very much.
Hello. Can everyone hear me all right? Yep, cool. All right, well, I'll do just a quick background of my story. I've been in the business now for 18 months. I originally started the business when I was actually on maternity leave, and I was getting very close to actually having to go back to my full-time job, where I was that stressed, and I was like, I just don't want to go back to full-time work. And also in that time, we had also moved from Queensland to Western Australia. So I wasn't just going back to work after having my baby, I was also going back to a brand new environment, people and all the rest of it. So my stress levels were high. Then I came across this product, and then the same thing, I asked if there was a business behind it as well. And when I heard about the business opportunity, I just went, yeah, no, this makes sense. I'm going to give this a go. Reasons being, I can work from home around my daughter. My husband's a shift worker. I also do triathlons, so I could work when I wanted to, train when I wanted to, have family quality time when I wanted to, and all this and making a difference in other people's lives, making money, and all the rest of it. So it was just a win-win situation for me. It also made the move from Queensland to Perth a lot easier as well, because I actually met some wonderful people that you've got on the call tonight, and it's not just a business. You've actually got such an amazing community of people who all share the same passion as you, and that's one of the reasons why I love this business. And originally from the start, I was really worried about, I don't know too many people. I could only share the business to maybe one or two people. How is my business actually going to grow and be successful and things like that? And that's when this whole power of numbers makes sense, because all you really need to know is two people and and this business is all about being teachable and duplicate this business. So if we can just find two people, so this is me here, I went and found two people, and I went and showed these two people how to do the business, and then to teach them to show another two people. And before you know it, I've now got 4 people in my team, and then therefore we need to teach these 4 people to show the 2 other people the business, and then all of a sudden we've got 8 people, and the same thing. Then all of a sudden we've got 16 people, and then we've got 32 people. And before you know it, I've got a team of like 60 plus people. And all I did originally was find 2 people and teach these 2 people to teach 2 people. And before you know it, I've got 60 plus people in my team. So the beauty of this business is I go and find another 3 people, so now we've got 5 people. I've taught 5 people this business. I'm going to teach these 5 people to go and teach another 5 people. Now I've got 25 people. Same thing, these 25 people need to go and teach another 5 people. Also, we've got 125 people. And the same thing, then also we've got 625 people. And then we show these people another 5 people. So we've got 3,125 people. And before you know it, we've got a hell of a lot of people in our team. But you don't need this many people in your team to be successful. But this is just a good way to show you the power of numbers, because all I did was just show an extra 3 people the business and just show them to show another 3 extra people. And you can see the big difference in our numbers already. So that's the power of the numbers. It's amazing, pretty cool.
Thanks, Bree. That's
no worries.
Awesome. I know, as Joe said, I certainly came into this business and thought I'm not going to become one of those people that goes around and ropes your family and friends, and and we don't ever want anyone to do that. In fact, we don't let you become that crazy Juice Plus person. It's the last person we want you to become. But I do know that, straight away I could sort of think of a couple of people that wanted to improve their health and were interested in this, and I just literally told them that I'd discovered an amazing program, and I was really inspired and pretty excited to be able to work from home. And then it was that people came to me. And I think when you start sharing that, who doesn't want to look good, feel good, and improve their financial situation? And one of those people who came to me more recently is Charlie. So I'm just going to head on over to you, Charlie, and maybe if you just want to share a little bit about I guess how Juice Plus sort of came into your life. I know it was through me, but you obviously were watching for a little while, and what you've found so far and what you're excited about.
Sure. So Juice Plus and this amazing business came into my life about 2 months ago now, and it really ticked a lot of boxes for the things that I was looking for at that time. After having had my son last February, I really felt that my health and fitness hadn't gotten back on track and really wasn't where I wanted it to be. And I knew I wasn't looking for a diet. I definitely wanted to do some kind of clean eating, whole foods program. And when you told me about Juicy Body Transformation, Juice Plus, that definitely really appealed to me and was exactly the kind of thing I was looking for. And about the same time as well, having returned to my job after having had my son, I was enjoying having a role outside the home and really wanting to be successful in that and being a great role model for my son. I was starting to have concerns about what success in that role might mean for my family. So I was worried that I was going to be more time away from them, more stress, and also, as Jo was saying, you know, as you want to climb up the corporate ladder, you really got to compete with your peers, and that wasn't something that was particularly appealing to me. Like you said, you introduced me to it. I had been watching on social media what you've been doing for a while, and finally just decided to reconnect with you. We've been friends for a while but hadn't caught up, and I just wanted to hear more about what you were doing, the product and also the business, because I was really interested in both. And they just made sense to me immediately. And I don't think I really took too much convincing. The product made sense. I knew that I ate pretty well. I feel like I've always eaten, had a good diet, but I definitely didn't think I was getting enough fruit and veg into my diet on a good day, let alone a bad day. So having something to bridge that gap and give me that peace of mind was really appealing immediately. And I didn't feel like I really needed to see any benefits as such, like physically. I kind of was like, okay, I'm happy to just know that I'm getting all those nutrients in my body and that's enough. Having said that, I've definitely seen benefits over the past 2 months, like physically tangible benefits. I lost quite a bit of hair a few months after I had my son, and the regrowth of that's really accelerated in the past 2 months. And we also decided to put my son onto Juice Plus as he had pretty bad eczema. And there's a lot of testimonials about how what a great product it is to help with people's skin. So we've seen a massive improvement in his skin since he's been on it as well. And the business just seemed like a great opportunity for me to pursue my passion for health and fitness and really create success kind of on my own terms and around my family, and not kind of miss out on anything because I was having to work more for someone else. So really excited for the future to share the program, the product. I think it's fantastic, so I don't see why anyone else wouldn't. But yeah, and like you said, really happy that some people jumped on tonight to listen to what it's all about and to support me. So
excellent. Thanks Charlie. Oh, yeah, it's really exciting seeing you on this journey and yeah, you know, where this is going to take you. And I always think that myself, I was in quite a similar situation to you 12 months ago. So it's exciting to see where you're going to be in the next 12 months. So yeah, a little bit about, I guess, where this kind of came into my life. I, like these ladies, was looking for an opportunity to do something from home. But I think I was probably always looking for something like this. I loved my job, but I definitely lost my passion for it. And I definitely lost my passion for the 9 to 5 and being told, you know, when I could have holidays and when I could take my lunch and, you know, all the structure that comes with working for somebody else. My husband also was feeling that way, and he actually started his own business. And, you know, we really quickly discovered also that when you have your own business, that comes with a whole heap of other sort of issues. And if you want to take time off, you're the only person who's working in your business. You've still got to control everything. You don't get paid if you're not working as well. And we found that out last year, and it was, you know, really amazing that we still had my Juice Plus money coming in, because we still had bills coming in. And, you know, the reality of life, the life we've created, is that we need 2 incomes to do life. So I love the idea of this, because you really get to work on your terms around your life and kind of reverse, rather than working and then having this time, you know, a little bit of time with your family, and that's really more treasured. You know, we get to have more family time, and then work kind of fits in around that. And I think that that's the way of the future. You know, we just, you know, there is another way to do things. So that's what I absolutely loved about it. I certainly came into this with absolutely no idea how I was going to do this business. I just knew that I wanted to do it, and that I was really passionate about health and fitness and nutrition. And I think that you don't need to know the how-to, if I'm going to be honest. We've got an amazing system, amazing leaders, and training, and so much support. It's the most supportive environment, and there's never any pressure. You just really do this however you want. But I've certainly been able to create a little bit of, success that's growing, which is really exciting. And this is my full-time income. However, I really do it more in part-time hours, just around life. So it's been able to give my family some, I guess, other options that we wouldn't otherwise have. And I get to really stay at home with my little girl and do all the fun mum stuff. So whether it's that you want to spend more time or less time with your children. I don't know, school holidays is ending soon, hey? Back to school. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the fun stuff, the money side of things, and how we get paid. And there's really 3 ways that we get paid. The first one is retail. So basically, as you connect, you start to share what you're up to. It's really like, this is a sharing referral sort of business. We don't go around and sell to anyone. It's really people either reaching out to us or, letting people know that we might have something they'd be interested in. But it's really just about it's same as if you'd go to a restaurant, you have a good meal. What does everyone do these days? Takes a photo, puts it on Facebook. That the restaurant doesn't pay you for that, and that's referring. But in this business, when we refer, we get money in our bank account. You don't need to keep stock or anything like that. It's really just you connecting the customer with the company, and then we get paid. And then the other way we get paid is commission. So basically, as you start to share, help your team, help other people in this business really reach their goals and get what they want, then you'll get rewarded with commission. And then the other way we get paid is bonuses. And we love bonuses in our team because we have a bit of a rule that when you get paid a bonus, you have to do something really nice for yourself. And I just think bonuses are a bit of a thing of the past, really. It's not something that really exists in a lot of workplace. So it's definitely a big part of how we get paid. And I'm going to cover just one of the bonus structures. There's actually quite a few, but this is just one. And basically one of the first positions that you can get to in the company is called SDVF, and when you get there you get a $400 bonus, and the person who taught you also gets a $400 bonus because it's a real teaching business. SDVF is really a position that we see people breaking records and getting to it in a couple of days, but most people will get to it in around 40 days, and that's when you get a $400 bonus, but you do have 60 days to get there. The next position is called sales coordinator, and when you get there you get a $600 bonus, and the person who taught you also gets $600. The next position is called SSC, senior sales coordinator. When you get there you get a $1,200 bonus, and the person who taught you also gets a $1,200 bonus. The next one is QNMD, and this is the one that I am hopefully not too far off. I'm working towards, which is pretty exciting. And when I get there, I get a $1,500 bonus. And Erin, the girl who taught me, she gets a $1,500 bonus as well. And then the pinnacle position is called NMD. And when you reach that, you get a $3,000 bonus. And there are a couple of other positions after that, but that's definitely one of the pinnacle positions. So the girl that taught me, Erin, has been doing this business for 19 months. And she's got 3 children, and none of them are at school. So, and she helps her husband run his traditional business. So when I spoke to her and I thought to myself, I didn't know if I was going to have time, I looked at what she does and I think, oh, if she can do it, I can do it. She really has taught me what to do, but she's created a really successful business just in solemn moments around her really busy life. And she is at this NMD position. And, by the time, you get to this position, you're earning anything from an $80,000 to $120,000 residual income, depending on the strength of your business. For her, if she was to do nothing in her business that she's worked on, for 19 months, but if she wanted to take a month off and do nothing, she'd still get paid $10,000. And that's the beauty of something like residual income. it keeps on paying you for the future. So there's only a few ways I know that you get paid residual income. It's property, it's shares, or network marketing, which is what this is. So to me, it's just a really smart way to be able to help people do something you love. We have loads of fun. We get to travel. I went with these girls to the Gold Coast and Melbourne last year, and we're back to the Gold Coast. Some people are off to LA in April. But yeah, it's definitely unlike any other industry or company I've ever worked for. A lot of integrity and just, it's a really supportive environment where we have loads of fun and are able to create, above average lives, financial success as well. So it's definitely something that's changed my life. And if anything that you've heard tonight has, resonated with you, then definitely go back to the person who invited you to take a look at this and get your questions answered. Like I said, I was super skeptical, but there was something in it that I thought, what if this is the thing that means that I can, have the life that I want, and we can have time and financial freedom. And I'm so glad that I did take the time to really look into it further. If you've jumped on here to support Charlie, thank you so much. Charlie, you did an amazing job. And yeah, it's really exciting for the future. All right, guys, that's it. I'll take everyone off mute. Thank you.